You are watching PEMU-TV, Buri Hamwe.
As a country, we are proud of the steps that the government has taken to lay the foundation leading up to the first oil. This journey has involved putting in place the necessary infrastructure to enable the production and commercialization of our oil and gas resources. In the next few minutes, I would like to turn to how government is not only committed to delivering the first oil, but also safeguarding the benefits of our oil boom. So our main function as the State House Investors Protection Unit is to ensure that we coordinate, collaborate, and promote the protection of every investment made in our country. And I can assure all of you that we are here determined and committed to continue defending, protecting, supporting, and ensuring that every investment in our country is well protected for the steady progress and development of our motherland, Uganda, the pearl of Africa. But when we talk about how much oil we have as a country, we currently stand at 6.5 billion barrels of oil in tank or in place. And then what is recoverable today, we estimate 1.4 billion to 1.7 if you do some improvements. So the stock tank oil in place is 6.5. And what we can recover out of that is about 1.4. And if we do some improvements, we can push that to 1.7 billion barrels. But of course, we know that currently we only have 40% of the graben that is licensed. Graben meaning the area where we find the oil or areas that have potential. So there's still more potential to be explored. So how did Uganda decide on the commercialization plan for the 1.4, 1.7 billion, which is going to be recoverable? Two ways. One is to build a refinery. The refinery estimated to process about 60,000 barrels of oil per day. Now, barrels may be challenging to some people, but every time you want to convert barrels to liters, you just multiply by 159. Then you get the equivalent liters that the refinery will be processing. And then the second commercialization avenue is the East African crude oil pipeline, where the crude that will be produced will be exported to the international markets. So if we are going to produce 240,000 barrels of oil per day, you take off 60,000 for the refinery, and then the balance is exported to the international markets. Then within the vicinity of the refinery is an expanse of about 29.9 square kilometers, what we call the Kabalega Petro-Based Industrial Park. This is a unique park, and that's why we call it Petro-Based, because most of the industries that are going to be set up in that industrial park are going to be reliant to the oil and gas, on the oil and gas industry. So it's just slightly under 30 square kilometers. And of course, it has 3 anchor projects. You have the refinery, which will be situated in that industrial park. Then you have the export hub. And the export hub is where the oil that is coming from Tilenga and the oil that is coming from Kingfisher will meet and then be distributed to ECOP and the refinery. So that is the export hub. And then the third anchor project we have in that expanse is the second international airport, which is almost being commissioned under Ministry of Works and Civil Aviation Authority. But there are synergies. When you look at this complex, what are the benefits we see? Of course, it's having the refinery, it's having the airport, it's going to have the export hub, but there are other industries that we want to set up, heavy, medium, and light industries. We have the fertilizer complexes that we want to put up, petrochemicals, we have agro-based industries, polymers, warehousing, logistics. There is a whole master plan that has been developed within the Kabalega Industrial Park. And we've done quite a number of studies and designs on how we want to see that industrial park look like. Of course, now it's greenfield. What you see there, it's still bush, but our intention is to set up the enabling infrastructure, the roads, the ICT, the water, the power reticulation within the park. And that work in terms of designs is close to completion, after which we will get the actual works commenced during the course of the year, and then we'll be able to open it up for investors to come. So again, in terms of the benefits, you recall I walked you through the benefits of the refinery. Now for the industrial park, one could argue you double the numbers and get the value addition you're getting from the industrial park. But in terms of GDP impact for industrial park, it's about 4.9 billion US dollars. And then the balance of payments as well is about 849 million US dollars per year. And the fiscal impact of about 1.2 billion, plus the jobs that are going to be created, which today are estimated to be around 35,000 jobs. We have the Ginger Storage Terminal. Most of you know that we hold operatorship of the 30 million liter terminal in Ginger. And it was set up primarily to hold stocks or strategic stocks for the country. And we started operating this terminal through a joint venture partnership with One Petroleum. And I think 2 years ago, they gave up the sole operatorship and handed over the sole operatorship to Unoc. And what we've done is refurbish that terminal. But our intent is really to improve the operational efficiency of that terminal and open up a connection between the terminal and the lake through a pipeline and jetty. Now, of course, this terminal is quite critical for us in light of the obligation that was given to us last year. If we are going to hold security stocks for the country, they will be in that terminal, plus additional places that I'll touch on. And we are keen. I think now if you visit Ginger, you're able to see the difference that Unoc has made on this strategic terminal. Then, of course, because we have only 30 million in Ginger, it's not enough. Naturally, most of the countries hold stocks anywhere between 30 to 60 days for purposes of security. Now, in Ginger, if you have 30 million, and the daily consumption of Uganda is about 7 million liters, that gives you how many days? 30 divided by 7, do the math. I think it gives you anywhere below 4 something days. So that's the capacity that Ginger has. So our intention is to set up another terminal, a bigger one, in a place called Namwambula in Buloba. It will be a 320 million liter capacity terminal that we intend to develop in a phased manner, but the sole strategic intent of that terminal is to receive products that will be refined from Uganda's refinery through a product pipeline of about 210 kilometers from Hoima to Buloba. And then that terminal will be storing product to be distributed to the local market and potentially to the forward markets. And not forgetting, of course, that Uganda is used as a transit corridor for petroleum products. So that terminal is very strategic to us, that if developed in time and well, it should be able to serve the forward markets. And then we have Miss Angela Mbaho and Herbert Sempogo.
Abaise tubalage ebintu ebinene temubifula bitono. Done. He works for the Presidential Press Unit. That one I can mention. Akwate David. Is Akwate David? Senku Mosubi. Yeah.
Not everyone registered themselves.
You know, the Muwanga Chivumbi, ayina erinnya, yes, mumulwanira entalo ye zatamanyi oba zatayina budde bwazo. Aha, okwatibwako that you manga lyaffe Uganda nti buvunaanyizibwa bwaffe okumanya ebitambula gas. So maybe also part of her, some of her yimuka na alwanira we yali na agreement on what has been so far achieved.
Just to talk about a few the
other non do those stories, at least they be like, let me just go for a press conference other than
Webale kuleba PMTV buli hamwe.